Hello, everyone. I am pleased to introduce to you a wonderful agent of change in Rochester, New York, Dr. Walter Cooper. Hello, Dr. Cooper. Thank you so much for being willing to be interviewed today.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
We have some questions from Mrs. Metier's second grade class at school number 20, and we're very excited to hear any answers you have for us. First, we'd like to know a little about you as a child. First, when and where were you born?
I was born in western Pennsylvania in a community called Clairton, Pennsylvania, which is 14 miles southeast of Pittsburgh, located on the Monongahela River. The Monongahela River is one of those rare rivers that flows north, having its origins really in West Virginia and flowing north into Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And exiting really at Pittsburgh, where it combines with the Allegheny and forms the Ohio River. And it was a community at its maximum of 25,000. It had a steel mill, a small chemical plant, and not too far away were coal mines. So when my father initially worked in the coal mines and then the steel mills for 44 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
Heavy labor.
Heavy labor. So you lived with your parents when you were growing
Lived
up?
with my parents. There were 7 children. I was number 3 in line in terms of age. I had 5 sisters. So I grew up in a household which was dominated by girls.
Yes. How was that?
So I assumed all girls were like my sister, so I never dated in high school.
Oh, how funny. Oh, that's great. Well, what was life like for you as a child?
It was busy. I grew up during the Depression years. Mobility was limited, but we did various things. The schooling was good. My elementary school was at a place at a site called Miller Avenue Educational Center, and it went from first grade to 6th grade. When I grew up in western Pennsylvania, kindergarten was not mandatory. I had a sister 3 years older than I, and she taught me how to read before I went to school. So whenever I entered 1st grade, I was already reading.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you
Right.
had those experiences.
Yes, I had those experiences. In fact, she would return from the school day while I was still not of age to go to school. And if I didn't want to play school, if I didn't want to be her pupil, she would threaten me or
Yes.
even beat me up. So out of
That's
a sheer sense of terror, I learned how to read before I went to school.
Oh, that's great. Is she a teacher today as a result?
No, unfortunately, she died at a relatively young age. She was only 43 whenever she died.
43.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Right.
Well, she sounds like she was a wonderful sister.
Yeah, well,
Helped
you
you
know,
a
it
lot.
was 7 children. Everyone graduated from high school. 5 went on to college.
Wow.
3 earned advanced degrees.
Really? Oh, well, I'm
Yes.
excited because we're going to get to that in just a moment. We have a question from Todd in Mrs. Metier's classroom. He wants to know, did you wear knickerbockers when you were growing up?
Oh, yes. In my primary grade school experience, knickerbockers were quite prominent. And it was fashionable those days for the professional golfers to wear knickerbockers. Knickerbockers were down to your knee, really, and it had an elastic band around it to keep the form,
Nice.
keep them up. And they were kind of popular when I was a youngster.
Wonderful. So another question would be, and you mentioned that 5 of you went on to college. Did you go to college, and if so, where, and what was that like?
Well, I went to Washington and Jefferson College. I was a pretty good athlete in high school. I lettered in football, basketball, track and field. In fact, I enjoyed track and field better than any of the other
Did
sports.
you?
Yes,
Ah.
and in 8th grade, I held the record, and maybe it's still there, for the outdoor 50-yard dash. I ran
Wow.
it as an 8th grader in 5.8 seconds.
5.8 seconds. That's
Yes, in
fast.
the Western Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic League. That was a record those days. But I played football in high school and made the all Monongahela Valley team as a senior.
Wow.
And I made and I was also salutatorian of my class. My class of 317. I chaired the history club, and also I was president of our National Honor Society. And
My
so
goodness.
I was contacted by an alumni representative of Washington and Jefferson College, and I entered Washington and Jefferson College in 1946. I left home. It was only about 35 miles away from
Okay.
my hometown, and I left with $60, my parents' prayers, and my sister's luggage.
Wow. You borrowed her luggage. I love it. That's wonderful. And when you were at college, did you pursue sports or?
Well, my scholarship, I didn't have to pay tuition. My scholarship
Wow.
was an academic football scholarship. So I played 3 years in 5 plays of college football. The 5th play of my senior year, I tore the anterior cruciate ligament
the ACL.
playing Denison University in Granville, Ohio.
And was that the end of your athletic
That was the
career?
end of my football career.
But obviously, through your hard work and dedication to your schoolwork and also to athletics, you were able to pursue a great degree at a wonderful college and
Well,
also have it paid
That's
for.
true. Washington and Jefferson College is the 11th oldest college in the country. It was founded in 1781, and it was all male from its origins until 1970 when it became coeducational.